TNA has been doing better, but they are not in any way, in any form, a competition to WWE. A lot of people say that. I don't think they'll go out of business. I'll just put that rumor to rest. I don't think they'll go out of business, but they've just taken such a hit over the last year or so. I did a tally of how many people that left the company last year, including your favorite wrestler, Matt Morgan. And
I'm gonna hate Matt Morgan.
And there was just so many people, like dozens and dozens of people left the company or quit or were released or whatever in the last year. It was crazy, but yeah, they are no competition. So yeah, going back to the original point, WWE can do whatever the hell they want because there is no competition. ROH, TNA, no one's a competition. But
the only competition they have is TWG, but that's never going to be any kind of.
Yeah,
that's the best, in my opinion, right now. I've been watching wrestling, like I said, since I was old enough to open my eyes to even look at the TV. TWG is the greatest wrestling in this country, hands down.
I have yet to check it out, actually. I've heard rave reviews about it, and it's a nice alternative to WWE from what I've heard. So I still have to check it out. But, it's nice hearing that, though, but I'll definitely have to check it out. But, yeah.
It speaks volumes. I mean, in the last, 7, 8, 9, I'll go 10 years.
Yep.
5 or 6 major stars in the WWE pretty much cut their teeth in Ring of Honor and PWG. Like Cesaro, Bryan, Punk, a lot of guys. It is a great place. It's a bunch of guys loving what they do, perfecting their craft, and it's awesome to watch. It
was awesome that WWE did that article on ROH a couple weeks ago, too. That was very cool of them to mention that. So I don't think they'll have a working agreement with ROH or anything. I think that'd be awesome if they did, like WWE.
I could see them doing maybe like an ECW thing they did in the 90s, man.
Exactly.
Like have an ROH invasion or something. And
yep.
Because right now they can't really hurt themselves. Ring of Honor is not going to, overtake them. They're not going to do it with TNA because there's too many, former guys that used to be in TNA. But there's enough WWE guys that have left in Ring of Honor didn't really leave WWE under negative terms. Guys like Matt Hardy, Rhino, guys like that. They're faces that people love, and I'm telling you, Ring of Honor, because they already kind of set the groundwork, not really set the groundwork, but left the idea open with the CM Punk DVD.
Exactly. Yeah, it all started with that Punk pipe, the Punk pipe bomb a couple of years ago.
Yep.
But
and then he mentioned New Japan Pro Wrestling and stuff like that. It's just I would love to see them do something with Ring of Honor like they did with ECW because the PG era you're never going to get the extreme.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It's not going to be we're coming in here, we're crazier than you, we're going to jump off scaffolding and break tables. But the popular opinion of the wrestling community as a whole, the WWE guys, with the exception of a solid group, can't really work. So they could come in and do the ECW Extreme member with just pure wrestling talent.
Mm-hmm.
They could say we're better wrestlers than you. We could do what we do better than you. If you could have insider guys like you could have Bryan. Can you imagine if Bryan spearheaded the Ring of Honor? Bryan spearheaded the Ring of Honor invasion of WWE. You know what that would do for ratings? That would be huge.
It'd be something fresh too, something that they haven't done before, like an authority storyline that they do every single week. And not only WWE, TNA has been doing it for 5 years now, but it'd be something new.
Could you just imagine that Monday Night Raw? It's gonna be Randy Orton versus John Cena, for the 80th time, and then all of a sudden, here comes Cesaro and Bryan and guys like that just walking and just start beating it, almost like a Nexus angle kind of thing, with just Ring of Honor guys like dudes like. Kevin Steen and guys like the guys that you'd never thought you'd see.
Yeah.
Because coming down to the ring being led by Bryan, I got goosebumps now thinking about it. That would be amazing.
I would love to see this. I don't think it would garner that big of a reaction. It's just a guilty pleasure of mine. If
it goes back to the dream match thing we were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. But imagine if they were able to do something like that, and they had AJ Styles finally coming over to the WWE since he's with ROH at the moment. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think... Would people know who he is? Probably not. Would he get a big pop? Probably not, depending on where they are. Maybe if they're in, Philly or something, maybe.
Oh, yeah, if they did that in Nashville...
Yeah, holy shit.
Could you imagine if they had a show in Nashville and AJ Styles came down? That crowd would pop so hard.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That pop from Nashville would be enough for anybody else watching it to go, okay, this dude's a big deal, and then go research him.
Yeah.
And then by the time the next Monday rolled around, or the next SmackDown rolled around, people would be like, all right, well, I'm sold. This dude's awesome.
Yeah.
All you got to do is go to YouTube and type in top moves of AJ Styles, and your mind's going to be blown. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. The only issue I think they wouldn't do that, the only reason why I don't think they would do anything like that, just not even bring in other guys from like ROH, TNA, or whatever, is of course because they're building their talent now from the ground up, from the Performance Center and whatever. Did you watch that AJ Styles Living in Impact DVD? It was a shoot interview from like a couple months ago. Did you see that by any chance?
Yeah, I watched a lot. I watched a lot of shoot interviews from legends to guys today. His was very interesting. I think Chris Hero, a.k.a. Cassius Ohno, was really good. I think they really dropped the ball with him, man, quite honestly. He could have been big.
He was the biggest star that TNA had that has yet to compete in WWE. I know he did maybe a dark match or something, like decades ago. But I mean, logistically, he has never, realistically, he's never been in the WWE. So I think he would have had a cool run. Like I said, if he was a jobber or something, it would have been a waste. What was that?
We ever watched his dark match on YouTube? It's really good. I think it was him versus S.A. Rios.
Oh, really?
Something to that effect.
Was it from the early 2000s or something, or was it from the late 90s?
Yeah. It was S.A. Rios that had been late 90s.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But no, he has a dark. It's a hell. I mean, I love S.A. Rios. I thought he was a hell of a competitor. I mean, he still is. He did some stuff later. Like I said, I hate to harp on PWG, but he did some matches with them, and that was great. But yeah, his dark match was awesome, and that was 10 years ago before he was even the wrestler that he is today.
Yeah, and he's still in great shape too.
Oh, God, phenomenal shape. No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly.